Hello everyone, this is a 2v2 on the map Scorched Haven. It's a 2v2 arranged team, not random. It's with myself, yewyew, as the teal Terran, and my ally, Praccy, as the purple Zerg. My enemies are theSAiNT as the blue Protoss, and yewyew as the red Terran. Now, these two enemies of ours are going to be proxying. So I've decided to respond to that by bringing out some SCVs and trying to kill some of the workers. Slow them down a bit. That's going to buy us some precious time, but it won't last too much longer when that seller comes out, so I'm going to have to back off really. I can't get that last SCV because he keeps dancing around, but managed to slow him down a bit there. Sorry, I sped up the game time quite a bit there. I want to try and keep this under 10 minutes if I can, so you can see my ally Praccy is going for a Roach Warren to try and hold this off, because they're obviously going to be very aggressive, so we're going to need some decent units. Roaches are very good early game. If you can get enough of them, they can hold off quite a lot of the lower tier units quite easily. So that's myself. I'm getting myself Marines behind my supply depot, so I'm kind of safe. At least I think I am. He's putting a bunker out there, so he's going to stop me from really coming down. At the same time, they can keep me contained, so that's going to be quite aggressive. I guess they're going to do the same by Praccy's ramp, so this is going to be kind of contained. All the meanwhile, I'm going to be wanting to switch to tanks, so I can eventually blow the hell out of them from a distance. But I can't do that just yet, so I've got to stay in the game, stay alive, and that's all we've got to do, me and Praccy, basically at this point, is just try and buy ourselves as much precious time as we can without dying. Would be handy. Supply depot goes down. I really need to get another supply depot there to block away. So he's backed off a little bit. He's going to be going for another push with the supply depots barely up. There we go. I can't fight versus that. And I'm in a bad position here because I really need some siege tanks, and I've got nothing out at the moment. So I've had to bring a lot of my SCVs off the line to try and hold them back. My allies come down with his roaches. He's managed to do quite a lot of nice damage here. This is a good moment for us really to push them back out. So as you can see, that's going quite well for us. But there's just that bunker and a few too many Marines really to go for a full aggressive push. So we're going to have to back off again here. So my ally's going to have to go back up his ramp, whilst they've got a lot of units here. Now, in my head, I'm thinking all the time they're going to eventually want to push onto my ally and try and attack his base. But it doesn't turn out that way, and that's what catches me off. Usually I'll be able to handle this a bit better, but obviously as you can see, I'm doing the best I can, but it's not quite enough because I can't deal with two enemies, and I've not got myself enough bunkers. If I knew that they were going to be going for me, I would have got myself way more bunkers, but I sort of pushed my luck a bit there and assumed that eventually they're going to be wanting to go for Praccy, because I can just, well, obviously hide behind my base, so it's not usually normal for people to go for the Terran. So that's what caught me out. But I'm starting to get myself some tanks, and I really need to get myself the siege tech. Just need a bit more minerals before I can get that. And then I'll be able to blow up a lot of these Marines very easily. So what can we see here? They're getting a bit, I think they're getting ready to make a move. Stalker's coming out into the field. They're going to back up the Marines quite nicely. I wanted to block that ramp up again, but obviously not going to get a chance with that now. Barracks is going to be going down very shortly. And I really need those tanks, otherwise I've got basically nothing to fight this off with. So it's not looking good for me. Where's my ally? He's coming up to try and protect me, but he's going to have to go for those bunkers first. So it's just me with two tanks against the whole world. So all I've got to do is basically repair those tanks and make sure they do not die. Otherwise I am so dead. And they are doing a fantastic job against the Marines there. Look at them just popping at them. Popping loads of shots, blowing the Marines up. Don't even need to be in siege tech versus that. So thanks to the repair ability of the SCVs, I managed to keep my tanks alive there. And then my ally managed to get back into my base by the time I killed everything anyway. But that's not a big deal, because he was going to be there as a backup anyway if I did lose. So that was crucial that he came at that time anyway. So this is the point where we can now start pushing them away. Lots of roaches. This is really going to help against any more Marines or Stalkers, whilst my tanks soon should be getting the siege tech. Yes, they are. So we know that their proxies are around this area. So I'm going to bring up my tanks over to this area so they're safely up the ramp, but they can also get the sight and the range to nail down all of these buildings with relative safety. So here they go. So this is the point where we can basically fight off their enemies and take down the pylons first, so you can't build any units or bring anything in, so that's them really screwed at that point. So let's have a look here. More tanks going to be on the way. At this point I'm going to be wanting to switch to mass economy and just way more tanks, because I've got the tech now. Managed to survive. My goodness, that was not easy. That was quite chaotic. I really did not think I was going to get pushed that hard. So yeah, even though they did the full proxy, I still sort of... I've seen these sort of things before and I think, nah, they're going to be going for Praccy, so I don't want to go too much onto self-defense. I want to get some sort of aggressive siege tank so I can help my ally out. It turns out that I'm the one that needs the help. So luckily Praccy did a good job there. So he's going to be switching to mutas here, as we can see. So he's going to be doing a bit of harassing with these mutas any second now, that's right. So what he's going to be doing is, because obviously they're expecting a lot of roaches, I believe he did a roach harass there. Actually, I think I missed that out actually. But basically push the rest of his roaches into the enemy, try to take out whatever he could with those roaches before they all went down, try and destroy some of their economy, give us as much time and advantage as possible, because the roaches aren't going to be too useful to our strategy much further down the line. We don't need them at that point. Just the early game, just to fight off our enemy. So the mutas are going to be doing some nice harass here, trying to take out the weak marines whilst they're in small numbers, but he's going to have to back off now that the Saint has started to come into play with a few more marines as well, and stalkers. The mutas are not going to be able to hold up to that. Meanwhile, I'm going to be getting myself an expansion here and expansion here. I'm going to be going mass economy. I've got the safety of the siege tanks now to basically start going mass economy, so I can supply my ally with more minerals and thespian gas if he wants to get more mutas, or switch myself to 4s, which I will be doing shortly, because I'm going to be getting myself the army obviously and the upgrade weapons for the vehicles. So my enemies are in a sort of okay position, but losing that initial rush, I mean, that was quite a long time, but now I've really managed to sort of build up my economy, so they're going to be punished for that, definitely. So at this point, what do we see? Where's the mutas? There we go. A bit more muta harass I think before we decide to push out. Yeah, he's waiting. He's going to hit and run on these stalkers. I think he can just about take out the stalkers. Praccy's doing a good job here, just trying to keep them under control, making them feel a bit desperate, keeping them contained inside of their base whilst I build up mass economy and some superior units, which is basically the whole point of this muta harass. It's not so much to win the game, it's just to basically keep the enemy under control, restrain them within their own base. And he's doing a good job of that. So the muta's coming back, or are they going for more? I think they're going to try and go for more. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes. Here we go. Oh, no. They're now ready for the mutas. Managed to take out the tanks though, that's very nice. Even with that very short range of 3 with the mutalisks. So the enemies are now in a bit of a pickle. They're getting mass stalkers to try and deal with these mutas. In fact, they're probably going to get so frustrated to the point that they're going to want to go and push out, which is even better for us, because what do we have at the defense side? Lots of tanks and 4s and hydras. Yes, we have the hydras. So yeah, this is all good for us at the moment, and this is basically a fast forward point really, because what's going to happen is they're going to get close, been spreading the creep tumors to give us vision and control, and boom, there we go. That is a bad moment for them. Bracky's going to move in with his hydralisks. I'm just going to chill back, and he's going to finish them off. Insane focused fire damage there, not much they can do. Tank goes up a bit too late. It's not going to be able to do enough damage to the hydralisk before they can approach it, and that is the GG right there. Game, set and match. So I don't normally bring you too many 2v2s, but I thought since the beta's coming to an end, I'll give you a 2v2, whether you like it or not, I don't know. But it's a 2v2 and it's there for you to watch. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, rate and comment. This has been Witty. Bye for now.